Wall plans part 2. Alright, I have to cut my window and my door into this wall. Here you're going to learn a lot about wall structure. Wall structure is very important for the stability of the home, and you have to design it properly so that it can withstand winds and rains and things of that nature. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, these construction lines, they mark where my door and my window are at. I don't need this one. Okay, that just marked the end. I'm done with the end. These two lines right here represent that window right here. These two lines represent the door right here. Okay, now this is a living room window. There isn't really a huge standard on how much space that it should open up or anything like that. Now it does have to make up, I believe it is 25 or 12% or so. I'll have to look that up, but it's no big deal because usually your front windows are pretty large anyway, and it covers all the requirements. So I'm going to make this window. This is my living room window. I'm actually going to make it a low window. I'm only going to make it about about a foot. Let's see, 18. No, about 1 foot off the floor. All right. So what I need to do is start a line, and I'm going to go down here and find my floor. I'm going to get on this construction line because that's the furthest left limit of my window is that construction line. I'm going to move up, and I'm going to type in 12 inches to place the point for that line at 12 inches above the floor, and I click enter. And see there, our line is 12 inches above the floor. And I stretch this line all the way across and get it perpendicular with the other side on the construction line. All right, now let's see, I won't go through that yet. Now I'm going to actually use this over here. Let's see, I'm going to put another construction line. Go to the construction layer. Construction line, and what I want to do is mark where the top of my door and my windows. I want all of it to be the same, nice and symmetric. All right, so that's where the top of my window will come in. That's my window opening. So I'm going to draw another line, get in here, and it's really going to be right there at the corner. And actually, I'm still in construction mode. Let me get on the wall plan layer. Alrighty, and start a line again right there at that intersection, and then come all the way over here and meet up at that intersection. I'm going to continue my line all the way down here to the bottom of the window. Okay, and I'm going to escape, so I can go over here and do the same on this side. I just want to create another line from here, the very top of the window opening, down to the bottom. Okay, now constructing the window. All right, see here I have just a tiny problem. I have this one stud here which kind of falls into the way of that window. All right, real simple. I'm just going to take that stud and let's see, the best thing to do, I know I need some cripples in there. Actually, I'm going to move that stud for the moment. Quick move, click a base point, set it right over there. Seems like there is another one. Oops. Seems like I've got 2 layers of studs here somehow. Not that you don't need 2 layers of studs. Let me get rid of that one. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to construct this window. I moved this one 2x4 over just a little bit to the right. So I have some room to work, and because the window sort of overlapped into that stud, and I'll show you how we're going to fix that in a moment. And let's see, everything else we are going to trim out. So I'm going to click trim, enter to select all points, and then just drag right across here until I get all those studs that are in that window spot. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to make my header. I'm using 6-inch headers on these on my construction here. You can use 6, 8, or 12, doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because the thicker, the stronger the house is going to be. But you only have to have, most houses, 6-inch headers above the windows and doors. So to make my header, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an offset, and I'm going to offset 6 inches because that's the I take that back. Remember the thickness of lumber. You lose a half of an inch. You know, when you cut your lumber, you lose half an inch. So we call it a 6 or a 2x6, but we're actually going to make it a 5.5 inches, a half inch short or tall or whatever. Okay, so basically I'm going to make it 5-1/2 inches. And then I'm going to click on it, offset it up here. Alright, now what I need to do with this is I need to extend it over the sides of the window. It's going to extend the thickness of a 2x4, which is 1.5 inch. Okay, remember, the size of our lumber is a 1/2 inch short. Any different direction we go. And to kind of clean things up so I see what's going on. See what I'm doing. I'm going to do some more trimming. And I'm going to cut these little pieces out right here. Alright, now I'm going to keep these pieces up here. Those are called cripples. And that helps support the top plate against the window header. Alright, now I need to extend my line. Click here, and then we'll drag a little bit to the left. Okay, and then I'm just going to I'm going to type 1-1/2 inches. So that extended it 1.5 inch, which is the thickness of a 2x4. I'm going to do the same over here. Click, pull to the right, 1-1/2 inches. Okay, so I've got that taken care of. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to complete that 2x6. I'm just going to put a line down here at the end, go right here to perpendicular on that construction line, and then drag it further over here to the right and tie it in right there. And then escape and do the same over here. Click on it, perpendicular, click, and then pull to the left, click. Now I've got a complete 2x6. Now, what holds that 2x6 up are what we call trimmers. And before I do the trimmers, I have to do the very same thing to the bottom here. This is the bottom seal, the window seal. I'm going to offset it also 1.5 inches, 1-1/2 inches. Click and then offset down there. Trim, enter, zoom in, and just draw, click and drag across all that. And that deletes all those lines. Alright, now I'm going to take my trimmer, and it's going to extend an additional 1.5 inches, just like the header did. I called this a trimmer just now. I realize that it's not. It's a window seal. Okay, pull to the right, 1-1/2 inches, and that didn't work. Let me try it again. 1-1/2 inches. That's probably why. And extend this one. Drag to the left. 1-1/2 inches. Okay, so that's extended 1.5 inches to either side. I'm going to take a line, click on the tip here, make a line from there. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to pick that geometry up to help guide me and get even. There we go. And then I'm going to drag it over here. Okay, so again, over here, I'm going to click on the line tool. I'm going to bring it to the tip. Click. I'm going to go over here and pick up this geometry to help guide me. Get it where it needs to be at 90 degrees. Click. And I'm going to drag it to the left and join it right there and click again. Okay, so we have that completed. Alright, now I'm going to put what's called trimmers that are going to basically extend between the header and the windowsill. And this kind of helps hold everything together. This adds strength, because anytime you cut out a bunch of your support here, you're going to weaken the wall. Well, this whole trimmer idea and the deal with some extra cripples that we're going to add are going to straighten that up and give us the strength that we need. Okay, so to do a trimmer, I'm just going to take the outside of this window space and I'm going to offset that 1.5 inches. Click enter because it was already set to 1.5 inches. Click on the line, move to the left. Okay, and I can do the same over here. Okay, and those are trimmers. Now what I can do is I actually need some more cripples down here to hold up the very end. Now, someone would argue whether I needed one right here or not, but I say, why argue? Just go ahead and put one there because that's just going to add more strength to the wall. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy cripples. So go to the copy tool here, drag across those two lines, enter, find me a good base point, and I'm lock it in right there. Okay, so now I've got those two cripples right there. I still maintain my 16-inch centers through here and up at the top. Now I'm going to put another cripple right here. Now as you remember, I moved this 2x4 over because the window kind of invaded its space. So I'm going to move it back first. Okay. So I'm going to select move, select those two, enter, find me a good point. Let's do the end point here and move it until it's flush with the very end right there, and then on here. I knew that was going to happen, so let me undo that. Okay, and again I'm going to move, enter, endpoint, and try to move it here. Actually, I need to pick that geometry up and that'll help it stick. Alright, so we got it stuck there, and if I look closer I can see I've extended my trimmers down here, my seal a little bit too far, and that's real easy to fix. Click, drag, click, click, drag, okay, and then move, enter, or move, click on object, enter, and base point, move over. There we go. Now everything's shored up. Alright, so you see how wall structure here, and I'm not quite finished yet, but I'm fixing to be. But you see how wall structure, how this, let me turn off the construction lines. Okay, so all my construction lines are off now, and you see how the trimmers fit together, how this trimmer right here holds up the header. Okay, it's right up under the header, and also comes down here and seats on the seal itself. Alright, now I want to put another trimmer right down here because I've sort of messed up my 16-inch centers right down here. But if I put another trimmer right here, I'm still going to maintain that. Trimmer. I'm sorry, cripple. Mr. Fuller, get your vocabulary straight. Alright, so we need to copy, drag, click enter, pick a point, and drag it right over here. Okay, so now that helps hold up that window seal. Now I have one more stud I have to put here, and actually I want to put another couple of cripples in here. Again, because I want to maintain that 16-inch centered everywhere. So let's see, copy, enter, base point, lock, and same thing here. Select objects, enter, let's see, base point, and right there. and it didn't go exactly where I wanted it to. Let's undo that. Let's undo it again. Copy, drag, enter. Base point, lock it in right there. All right, so now I'm completely shored up. Everything's nice and neat and square and supported. Okay, so there is a wall. I need to put the door in there too. I know this video is going a little bit over time. We're already at 15 minutes, and I do apologize for that. I'm going to cut it here. Let's take a break and then come back, and I'll cut in the door.